First of all, I want to thank whoever had the nerve to submit my name in nomination. I suspect I know who it was, but I do want to thank whoever it was. I want to thank the selection committee, whose chair is from Newfoundland and Labrador. I don't know if that had any, that might have had some influence, I'm not certain. But I do want to thank CHRA, and I want to thank the Minister very much for the presentation, for the award. I've been active in CHRA only in the last few years. Some people have said I've been overactive in the last few years at the CHRA meetings, but I've come to know a fair number of people, and I want to thank all of you who, over the last couple of days, passed on such kind words after hearing about this secret nomination. I was told it was secret. Nobody knew about it. I just had a text from my minister in Newfoundland who just made a ministerial statement in the legislature about this, so I hope they didn't show the same presentation as that one. And I have to say, Minister, the Willie Nelson event was actually a work event. Yeah, it was a work social event sort of thing, you know. Anyway, for those who might know me, you might not believe this when I say that I'm really almost at a loss for words. I'm very humbled by the award, and it's with a lot of humility that I accept the award, but I want to make it clear. It's an award that I accept not so much for myself, but for my 400 co-workers who work with me at the Housing Corporation in Newfoundland and Labrador. Because I can assure you that any of the achievements that were used in arriving at this particular decision and this nomination wouldn't have been possible without the efforts of those people I work with who, day by day, during work hours, after hours, work on renovating our housing units, maintaining them, fixing them, working with applicants who are looking for housing, counseling tenants, and designing and implementing many of the programs that were referenced in the video, because without their help, this wouldn't have been possible. So I accept the award as their representative. We've had a couple of reasons why we've had success, I guess I want to mention. We've had a lot of provincial support financially that helped us reach the goals that we tried to put in place by tripling our modernization funding, as was mentioned, and also by investing in a new energy efficiency program, which I always give Bruce Pierce the credit for. He's the one that planted it in my ear a few years ago. And it is a superb program. It's small for our jurisdiction, but it's very successful. We received funding that doubled our rent supplements in our own rent supplement program. The province doubled its contribution towards the federal provincial home repair program, which allowed us to provide funding to over 2,000 people who live in their own homes in rural parts of the province in a 40-year-old house. They're 70 years old themselves and earn less than $19,000. So to save $800 in energy or whatever it might be is a hell of a lot of money for people in that income level. We do support apprenticeships, and one of the first. We're not a department of government, but we work closely with our colleagues in other departments. And when they brought in the apprenticeship program a few years ago, we jumped on board right away, because in a bit of a selfish reason, we could keep some of them on after others retired, which we have, by the way. We also hired the first female carpenter apprentice in Newfoundland and Labrador at the Housing Corporation. So there are a lot of things we did there. One of the most interesting projects we ever got involved with was with Choices for Youth, which was mentioned also in the video. And Choices for Youth try to make a life for people, young people, whose lives are at risk. They've left home, they've become homeless or whatever, and their organization works so hard and does a hell of a lot of work in trying to help them move on in life. And part of the partnership is where we help provide funding, and our sister department helps provide funding to pay them a salary And I think it was 80% or so of those that have moved on from the program have gone on to do a post-secondary program of some sort, mainly in trades. So I think it started in Winnipeg, or that's where the idea came from. So if you ever get a chance to talk to Sheldon, I urge you to do it because it's a great program. And we've been able to quadruple the funds that we were providing to our supportive living partners, our nonprofit partners who work, many of them are here today, who work with those people who have most difficulty finding a house or a home or a place to live because of complex issues, particularly mental illness issues, which is probably one of the biggest issues in our society today to try to deal with. So all of these groups, we were able to help fund them or provide more funding to them. We quadrupled the money over the last 6 years in providing operational funding and salaries to them. On the federal side, with the support of Karen and her colleagues at CMHC, we've worked closely, as have all of our other provinces and territories, I guess, through the various stages of the Affordable Housing Initiative, AHI, through the days of the stimulus funding that the federal government provided, which was awesome for us as far as we were concerned. I wouldn't mind seeing it included in that Canada Build program. I'm not sure if it's infrastructure or not, but it is public infrastructure. Maybe chat about that if you get a chance afterwards. And in the past, there were trust funds provided by the federal government, and now through the investment in affordable housing. So all the support from the federal government and CMHC has been strong and very helpful to us. We've been able to see over 1,100 new affordable housing units built across the province in partnership with our private sector friends and our nonprofit sector friends. We have increased the condition of our own portfolio from what it was 6 years ago at about 30% top level to up to 75% today, which is really, it makes a big difference when you're driving around the province. And we've improved thousands of homes for people who live outside in the rural parts of the province. So we're very pleased, in fact, that the federal government has just announced they're going to increase or extend the IAHA program. We're very happy with that from our jurisdiction. I'm sure I speak for others. Finally, we have received great support, great input, great insight, great suggestions, great criticisms on occasion from our many community partners. And most of them are sitting here from Newfoundland and Labrador, so I'll speak to them directly. And I can't mention them all, but I will give you an idea. We have a homelessness and housing network in the province, which are helpful, very helpful to us. There are 11 now community advisory boards around the province that are made up of volunteers in essence. They all have jobs, but they volunteer their time as board members. And we have advisory groups who are providers. Stella Burry Foundation, who has been selected here, I think, in the past as a winner of an award. The Choices for Youth People of that nature, the Canadian Mental Health Association, and Mokami Status of Women in Labrador are just a few that I want to talk about, I just wanted to mention. Their passion for the issues that we all deal with is really what is inspiring for me, and that's why their feedback and their support is so invaluable, and I want to thank them for their contribution to our province. And on behalf of the Housing Corporation, I am proud to accept this award, Madam Minister, and I want to take the chance as well to congratulate everybody else in this room who do the same things to find and improve affordable housing for Canadians. Merci beaucoup, that's my contribution.